Welcome to Conscious Caribbean Artists Making a Difference. Well, in the last several weeks, we've heard from Sri Mangal Patasa, we heard from King David Rudder, we heard last week from Brother Valentino, and of course, we saved the best for last. We're talking about the black man, Dr. Leroy Calise, known all over Trinidad and Tobago, all over the Caribbean as the Black Stalin. What a thrill, what a pleasure, what an honor it is to speak to you,
Felipe,
King.
nice talking to you, man. Nice talking to you. You know, it's always real beautiful that, when we could just sit down and rap about, in general.
Well, what I wanted to, and I think especially for the younger people, younger Trinidad and Tobago citizens who are out there, I'd just like to, you've been in the business for a long time, for more than 3 decades. We know about the Black Stalin. What motivated you to come out and to come with the positive, conscious messages that uplift not only African people, but all of our people, Caribbean people?
Well, I think it's the people themselves, the people themselves. Listen, Felipe, I come from ground level then. I grew up in one of them little barracks here around San Fernando, and a whole lot of poverty mixed up inside it. Daddy working in Texaco, some $8 a week or something, so, and a little 2-bedroom, couple brothers and sisters, And I always wanted to maybe do something about that, not only for Black Stalin, but for the people outside there. I had the opportunity early in life. I'm meeting some great African teachers and scholars, whether named Clemmy George and Roy White, and people who have been leaders, in the African tradition and organizations and things, Brother Modest and these people and them. And I think, they set me up. And exactly what I wanted to do then, to use where I came from, not to use it as something to sulk about and think about, but to use it as something positive that could bring that change outside here. So I think that's it.
To inspire, in other words, to be conscious and be proud of our African ancestry and to let people know about that pride. On the Calypso side now, on the soca side, I recall hearing you tell me many years ago you used to be very close to Owen Roberts, the Grand Master Lord Kitchener.
I spent a lot of years with Kitch. I spent something like 10 years with Kitch. And Kitch was able to help me how to put the kaiso together. Not on what to sing, because that's what made Kitch a brilliant teacher then. He never tell you what to sing, but he'll explain to you how to lay the calypso out. And I had the opportunity of working 10 years with him. Running the tent, emceeing the tent, and getting that opportunity to be on the stage all the time. It was a whole lot of practice and so on.
No, because when we see the master at work, when we see you at work, it's like you were born to be on the stage. You're so comfortable, so relaxed. You have the audience immediately in the palm of your hand.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, it's so much people that contribute to this Black Stalin that you see here today, whether Sparrow, whether Kitchener, whether Growling Tiger, people like Unknown and Pretender. They all spoke to me then. We all had conversation about Kaiso, what we're looking forward to tomorrow for Kaiso to be, and I think I learned well from these guys.
Let's talk about your first smash hit that hit the international waves like a storm. Same trip, the same ship.
Caribbean man.
An anthem for the Caribbean.
Yeah, I was saying last week then, I got 2 jobs last week, last month I think it was, to sing one song on a show, and that's Caribbean Man. I did it in the Caribbean Head of States meeting in Diplomatic Center to sing Caribbean Man. And 2 nights later was at Napa with a Caribbean show that they had to close the show with the same Caribbean Man. And we wondered that after so much years, here's a guy so still
timeless,
mean something, and even some of the leaders in the Caribbean that were there never heard the song.
You're kidding.
And they applaud the song as if it's just it didn't have no encore in that.
No, it's a timeless song, and at the time that it came out,
Carifta
had gone in trouble.
Yeah.
CARICOM was just trying to make a comeback, and more than 30 years later, it seemed like we still there.
We're still on the same ball. We're still on the same ball. And I don't know if maybe the problem is this kind of system that we have through the Caribbean that blocking that Caribbean unity.
When you say the system, you're talking about the Westminster?
In general, the whole Caribbean.
Whole post-colonial kind of system.
Yeah, these guys wouldn't step down from the throne, the many thrones and things there. And if you had to have a Caribbean unity, you must give up something. You have to give up something then, any coalition or anything, you have to give up. Not that you take from it then in order for you to prosper from it. Something that you stand for, that you have to give it up for this to happen. And these guys ain't giving it up.
Well, one thing I think clearly they had to give up arrogance, hubris, and adopt some humility.
Boy, I would glad if they if they could hear you. That's why. Because so much people, so much time I try to make them understand. And from Caribbean man, Grenada Revolution, ism, schism. We got to put this Caribbean together, and as we know that the first thing we got to do, if we have to put a Caribbean, like I was telling my partner Gonzalo, we're having a rap and I say, if we don't free up Cuba, no Caribbean unity. For sure. Ralph
Gonzalez from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But and all your songs have a lot of love in them. All of them are upful and positive. But sometimes you have a sting in the tail. Sometimes I'm thinking particularly. I remember, I guess it was in the early '80s, mid '80s, Bundem. And when I heard that song, and you start to go back into history from Cecil Rhodes and Queen Victoria and.
Yeah. Well, again, it's just like laying some of the facts out so people could understand them, what they went through, so they could look forward to a better tomorrow and plan a better tomorrow, I must say.
Because a lot of times our youths, especially these days, are not reading our history. So by that Kaiso, in particular Bundem, forces you to go back and see who is he talking about, who is Ian Smith?
Yeah, because that people didn't know. Have a whole lot of people again didn't know Ian Smith. When you come to a Black Stalin show, you shouldn't just you should leave with a word or two to carry with you for the rest of your life. Then, whether it's black man or not easy, we could make it if we try. Look on the bright side or your side,
No, and then another very powerful song, a song I've seen you do with Ella, with Bugsy. Stay Giving Praises. That's a real powerful, spiritual. The heights of that song, people don't often understand, because you're talking about, on one hand, keeping the family together, keeping that responsibility as a black man with all the pressure that we have to face in the society, and yet recognizing that, giving praise to the Creator.
You got to. Is he what put it together? I tried to do it again. I did over that song. Well, not the song itself, but I tried to do something about the family life again in one of the songs that, I don't know if it's because where I took it to. From Stay Giving Praises, I went to Black Man Feeling the Party.
And that was a massive hit. And people dancing, and then they start to listen.
They say, but wait, no, this is not about party. This is about family life. This is social commentary then. And after years and years, people just love it. But it's the same thing I went after, keeping that family together. I did it in No Woman No, we can't turn back now. We don't make one vow, we can't turn back now. Who's you can't make a mistake. Who's I can't make one too.
And in a lot of ways, the black man feeling to party and at the same time talking about the importance of family, importance of rekindling the relationship with the Queen, with our women, is a real powerful message, especially when so often people are trying to dismiss black men as a waste of time, not taking our responsibilities seriously, not taking care of the family.
So true.
You've been holding that conscious vibe for our people up as an example of how men must be men and not little boys. Take responsibility.
I always try then to because family life is so important in this troubled time here. It's a forward march we on it. We just pick up the battle from somebody else. It's a long struggle. We know that we'll never be able to oversee it. especially right now, how they're running the world here now, then, we under a little pressure down here because we, as they call, we the basin, the whole thing, we under some pressure because, we're still dealing with imports, everything, and we trying, to see how we could get some of the people, some of the wheels to see the world different from that madness that they have going on there and come up with ideas.
And I listened to you talk, and I think first I was thinking about Wait, Dorothy, Wait, then I think about Hail, Hail, Mr. Panmaker.
Oh.
How many? And now as you mentioned imports, in other words, being able to take what we know, take our knowledge to ensure that we could benefit economically, socially, culturally from our invention.
Everything. That's why I was saying again, under this kind of system in problem because you're under a system that create beggars. You're under a system where you walk the road and a man lying down on a piece of cardboard and he was a school teacher, educate so much people, went on then, and this is a terrible one where you end up with people, living in a kind of dual system, that system of somebody to give it to them, and they would like to do better. I mean, just advertise that you have a job and you want 100 people and you're going to get 10,000 by the gate they want to work, they want to do things. And
as you're talking that, then the song that comes to my mind is Sufferers. Sufferers don't care about color, sufferers don't care about race, they don't care about who migrate from where, but who living in who place. We only want to know where the next meal coming from. And so this whole idea of people being divided on the basis of their color, their religion, all this nonsense is keeping our people.
That's out the window. Have a man in a room right now with a little button there and he could just press it and die the end of everything then, and we have no control over that then. It's a madness in here. It's a kind of madness in here, and we just have to do the best that we could do to kind of educate the youths then that no, don't take this, this is not it. I mean, it's a madness to follow the best education and end up, on a pension, no way to sleep, or no way to eat, that doesn't look good.
No, that doesn't speak well about our society.
What system is this? What is this? What we in here? No respect for women, no respect for children. You end up, people just slaughtering children. My wife was talking a few days ago. I said, well, what children do big people so? How we get here? The unity. While we find it was getting close, together the gaps start to get wider. Now we go.
On this question of unity, you've been on this before. I remember Wine Dan Raj, and that was, even though that was political satire commentary, people loved it. Then they started Dan Raj. People even remember Dan Raj Singh. He was big in the last period with Pandey. But Sundar, even more recently, when you spoke about Sundar, there was another embrace or reaching out to the broader community, people who may not even normally listen to Kaiso and Soca, and recognize that really this oneness of people. Yes, you're speaking, you're singing from the perspective of a proud African, a black man. On the other hand, it is you have a message for all people, unity of all people, where we have to respect each other and get along with one another. Too much of damn dishonesty, too much of damn disunity, too much of fussing and fighting, too much of petty scrambling. We've been speaking to King Leroy Calise, the Black Stalin, the Black man.
More love.
You're watching Making a Difference, Conscious Caribbean Artists tonight. We're very grateful to have spoken to you, my brother. God bless you. Much love, always. Always a good to talk to you. Stay tuned. We're going to be back with Bob Marley and the Wailers.
I want we all sing together. What? We could make it if we try. We could make it. Just a little harder now. If we just give one more try. One more. Don't dream, man.